beautiful souls, and thank you so much for tuning in. This is a pick a card reading to tell you what we can expect moving forward in 2021. Last year, 2020 came in and shook up all of our lives and broke up all of the foundations of these old, outdated themes and patterns and ideas that we used to live in. And now 2020 is coming in, ushering in all of this Aquarian energy, and it's causing for us to act now and to initiate so many different changes. But these changes that we're initiating in our lives, these are things that's going to be long lasting. And for anybody who doesn't like change, change is generally uncomfortable. Me, myself, I'm in a major transitioning period. So let me go ahead and apologize now if you hear any of my children running or stumping or playing or crying in the background. I'm a whole mom in real life, you know. It's not just a game. It's not just on the internet. These kids are with me here all the time. So, you know, just ignore that part. Okay, now back to your reading. So, first I'm going to give you all a general message, a general overview for the energy that everybody who's tuned into this frequency may be feeling, some of the things that you may be struggling with. And then after that general message, I'm going to give you a more personalized message based on these 3 piles that we've already picked. Now, I haven't seen these cards yet. I haven't looked at them, so we're going to be filling through these messages together, and let's see what 2020 has to offer. Well, not 2020, 2021. I'm sorry, 2020 came by, you know. It came and went. It took so long, but then it went by so fast, and I'm still trying to adjust to 2021. So yes, let's see what 2021 has to offer. Now, when I first tuned in to the energy that we're going through right now, the message that, or the messages that I'm receiving, they resonate for about over a 2 to 3 week period. Now, these last 2 weeks and this week that we're in right now have been the most intense. These are the most astrologically intense weeks in 2021. There's so many foundational things changing. There's power struggles, there's shifts of power, and more than anything, it's giving us the time to really pay attention to what's real, what's not, and really causing for a lot of us to initiate a change in our lives. We're sick of these old, outdated structures. They're uncomfortable. They don't feel good for us anymore, but we don't necessarily know where we want to be or how to get to where we want to be. So we're definitely going to dive into all of that today. Also, I want to mention that I am going to be making a conscious effort to speak more slowly, because when I am channeling messages, a lot of times my brain starts moving really fast, and then my mouth tries to catch up with my brain and then I end up stumbling over all of my words. So I am going to be taking this time to intentionally speak slowly so that the messages resonate and so that you guys don't miss anything, because I'm, you know, rambling too fast. Okay, so this is going to be a 2 to 3 week period of initiation. And initiation means, of course, to start something new. So we're starting something completely brand new, and generally when we're starting something new, that means we're ending something old. And so we're in that in-between stage. And the in-between stage is really uncomfortable. For me personally, I'm making some really major transitions in my life. In 2020, my calling just kind of smacked me in the face. And it was something that I couldn't ignore. So I've just kind of jumped right into it. But walking in your purpose definitely calls for sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your old self. You have to sacrifice your trauma and your demons, and you also may have to sacrifice relationships that don't match the frequency of where you're trying to go, you know. And all of these are really hard things that I know so many people struggle with in everyday life. So I'm definitely not immune to this energy, and this transition has definitely been a roller coaster ride to me, but honestly I feel okay. And it kind of, honestly, this energy kind of reminds me of when I was younger and we used to go to Six Flags every summer and we would ride roller coasters all day. And you know, the first roller coaster, of course, you scream, you feel your heart go up to your throat as you hit these high peaks, and then they shoot you down to these low valleys, and the up and down motion really gets your adrenaline pumping. But after the third and the fourth and the fifth roller coaster, you kind of lose the thrill, and you're kind of just able to enjoy the senses or the experience without being overwhelmed by the sudden changes. So that is a metaphor to kind of describe what this energy is we're feeling now. So even though things are crazy, I personally am able to handle them a little bit better than I would have, let's say, even a year ago, So this is a very important part of this initiation process that we're going through. The part of noticing how you begin to handle uncomfortable situations differently with respect to how you used to handle these situations. And the reason why this is important is because when you begin to handle situations differently, you begin to break karmic patterns and break karmic cycles, which are energy that tie you to your past and restrict you from having new experiences. So we are in the energy of expansion. And just like stretching out pizza dough or stretching out your muscles in your body after you've had a strenuous workout, it's an uncomfortable process. So if you've been feeling uncomfortable, take that as confirmation that change is happening inside of you. To me, this energy feels like being on a suspension bridge, and the bridge represents the connection between two dimensions. And this bridge feels unstable because it connects two dimensions, of course, but I can hold on to it and make steps forward even though I feel unstable. And at the end of the day, the only way to get from one side of the bridge to the other is by moving forward. So I know this energy is really crazy right now, but don't let it scare you into just sitting still. We have to move forward. We have to make progress. So this is a metaphor basically for where many of us are right now. So if it resonates, take that as confirmation that you're stepping into a brand new path where at first it's going to feel a little rocky and of course uncomfortable. And of course it's uncomfortable because the further you move forward, the further you move away from who you used to be and how you used to see yourself. And the way you see yourself determines how you see the world. And the way you see yourself and how you see the world determines how you create in this world. And before now, we were mostly creating unconsciously. So this new path is taking us towards a new level of enlightenment. Also, another symptom of the shift is time speeding up and you starting to see more synchronicities, or you starting to see them more frequently. I know for me, I've been seeing 333, 1111, 444. I've been seeing 555. I continuously see 555. So if you are seeing these synchronicities more than twice, 3, 4, 5 times, take that as a sign that your guides and your angels are trying to send you a message. And just take that time to slow down and check in with yourself to see what you're thinking, to see how you're feeling, to see if you're in the midst of a pattern that may be something you need to think about releasing, or at least making some tweaks to. And also, here's a message for somebody. Stop ignoring those signs and those messages just because you don't want to see them or you don't want to hear them. The whole point of acknowledging these things and paying attention to these things is to bring more awareness. Remember, we're moving to a stage or a state of higher awareness. So just by acknowledging them, whether you want to dive into it at that moment or not, just by doing that, it will give you more awareness as to what's going on with that situation. And if you're having a hard time breaking karmic patterns, tune into how you contribute to it. How do you engage with and accept these patterns into yourself, which makes it a part of your reality? And then look into no longer doing that or doing it less often. So we are disengaging from old patterns. And before you can disengage, first you have to be aware. And the reason we are disengaging is because this is a time where you're going to need to shield yourself. And when I say shield yourself, I mean not let outside energies penetrate your aura, penetrate your frequency. You're going to have to protect your energy at all costs. And I know sometimes this can be a very difficult thing to do. And it's particularly difficult in situations where you have low or no boundaries. So for some of you, this is a message around creating boundaries and not walls. And there is a difference. Boundaries are something that you create to protect yourself and your energy because you respect yourself. So it's something that you do for you out of respect for you. Therefore, if you allow someone to cross your boundaries, then you are allowing someone to disrespect you. While walls are to keep everything out. Walls separate and boundaries allow you to take charge of your environment. So look at your environment. So I would take this message as an invitation to look at your boundaries. Do you have boundaries? Are your boundaries strong? Do they protect you? Maybe it's time to create more boundaries or reinforce your boundaries. Do you exercise your boundaries? Okay, you may have them, but do you enforce them when it's time to make sure that you're protected? And if you don't, then it's time to maybe evaluate why you don't feel like you need to be protected, and how you respect yourself. And if you need help with any of these areas, feel free to book a session with me. I offer private sessions where we can go through the shadow work, and we can really dive into your soul's energy and figure out what those patterns are to help you create new ones that are more in alignment with your life. So yeah, that's the message that I got for the collective. Let's go ahead and get into these cards. But before we do, here's a disclaimer. Tarot should not dictate your life. I know some people look at tarot like it's this crystal ball that's supposed to have all the answers and make all of the decisions and do all of the work for you to keep you from accountability. That's not how my readings serve. My readings are here to guide you to your own inner knowing and to validate what your intuition has been trying to tell you this whole time. So don't force a message. Either it will resonate or it won't. And sometimes the timing isn't right. Sometimes you aren't ready to receive or to hear the message yet. So let these messages serve to confirm the things that you do know but have forgotten. And if a part of a message doesn't resonate, that means that either it's not for you or you're not ready to hear it yet. Tarot reveals the truths about our energetic frequencies, and we have to be ready and willing to hear those truths in order for the messages to resonate. So take everything that makes sense and throw away everything else, like I said before. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get into it. So hopefully while I was giving you the message earlier, you've had time to look at the crystals, the beautiful crystals we have. So on pile number 1, we have tiger's eye. It's beautiful tiger's eye. Pile number 2, we have opalite. So pretty. I love this color. Pile number 3, we have this beautiful, beautiful pyrite. Okay, so pile number 1, let's go ahead and get started. So your first card is the 4 of Pentacles reversed. Your second card, 10 of Cups reversed, Pluto and Pisces. And your third card, the 10 of Swords reversed, Uranus and Gemini. Okay, so the first message that comes through when looking at these three cards together is that you've been going through a lot lately. The 10 of Swords reverse indicates that you have experienced a great betrayal or some type of tower moment that really hurt you, and you're in the process of recovering. The 4 of Pentacles reverse is letting me know that you're entering into a period of letting go. Because you know the 4 of Pentacles is the card that's showing you really focusing in, and you're really honing in, and you're really kind of limiting yourself to those 4 Pentacles, those 4 boxes, those 4 walls, you know. So the 4 of Pentacles reverse is telling me that you're breaking out of that energy. And the 10 of Cups reverse lets me know that this is a situation that has to do with your family. So maybe you've experienced some type of divorce, maybe you've experienced some type of breakup, maybe you've experienced some type of traumatic event in your family that really left you hurt and that really left you devastated. But like I was saying, you're breaking out of this energy. All of these cards are reversed, especially these 2 being reversed. Let me know that you're coming out of a period that was really hard to get through. So one message that I'm receiving is that the worst is over. Thank goodness. I also wanted to talk about the astrological aspects of these cards as well. So the 4 of Pentacles is Mercury and Capricorn reverse. Now, when you think about a Mercury in Capricorn is somebody who speaks very organized, speaks very authoritative, like they're the boss. Mercury in Capricorn is generally, you can expect them to try to be implementing some plans or solving some type of problem. Well, with it being in reverse, that can tell me that that energy may have been too restricting. You may have been planning things or overstepping your boundaries as to the things that you were trying to implement. And because you were doing that, it was limiting you. It was putting you in a space where you couldn't move forward, where you may have been feeling some frustration because the things that you were trying to implement weren't moving forward and weren't being fruitful. So now with it being reversed, like I was saying, you're dropping all of that energy. You're entering into something new and something fresh. But you dropping all of that energy may have led to the 10 of Cups reverse. So like I said, since this is like a family situation, it could have been some type of situation where, you know, you may have been putting in all of the work, and you may have been putting in all of the effort, or you may have been the only one planning for the future, or you may have had to be the responsible one all the time. And because you weren't really allowed to engage and interact with your inner child, it caused a rift in the family. Let me pull a few more cards to see what other messages we may have for you. Oh, too many. Hold on. This one flipped over. So we got the Prince of Wands, Sagittarius Chariot. So for those of you who are interested, I am using the Mandela Astrology Tarot. I really love this deck. So let's see what the book has to say about the Prince of Wands. So, changing energy and an expansive worldview. Sagittarius is a fiery, masculine, mutable, hot, northern, half animal, half human, irrational, and changeable energy. Meaning the messenger, swift thoughts and action. Foreign philosophies and attitude, generosity. Yeah, so and remember earlier I said that this is an expansive energy. So the Prince of Wands, this card is letting me know that this is the energy that we all need to move into. Everybody that resonates with pile number one needs to move into the Prince of Wands energy, which is a very fiery, let's move forward, let's get stuff done, let's expand. Remember, Sagittarius is that Jupiter energy, and Jupiter is playing a major role in 2021. So you really want to tap into that Jupiter energy and really figure out those things that you're fired up about and those things that you're charged up about, and start moving forward, because this is a time of rapid change. This is a time of rapid growth, and if you don't embrace it, then you're going to be forced to embrace it. Change is going to come one way or another with this energy. Now let me go ahead and pull a couple of oracle cards for you guys. I am using the Minty Oracle. These are my favorites. So let's see what oracle cards we got for you guys. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have, I embrace the all in reverse is what it was. So I embrace the all in reverse. So this card is telling me that you may be having some difficulties embracing this new energy and embracing all of these changes, because it's taken not only a major toll and effect on you, but it's taken a major toll and effect on your family, and which is completely understandable. I can completely relate to this message. I feel like half of it is for me myself. So the message that I'm receiving from this card is to just embrace the changes Embrace the things that are new, embrace life, embrace all of these new things that are coming into your life, because embracing these things will help you break those karmic patterns and create new ones that are more beneficial to your life. Let's see, let's pull one more. Okay, let's pull one more. Okay, so let's see. Uh-oh. I am trustful in my relationships, in reverse. Okay, so what I am getting from this card is that you may be having issues trusting in the relationships that you're in right now. So now is the perfect time to start branching out and start finding new relationships that you can build stronger trust with. But honestly, before you can build a strong relationship of trust and respect with someone else, you must first have that strong relationship of trust and respect with yourself. So that kind of goes back to the collective message that I gave a little bit earlier in the video, talking about boundaries and talking about how you respect yourself. Respect and trust go hand in hand, not only in the relationship with yourself, but in the relationship with the people that you are involved with. And as you can see in this card, these two have a triangle conjoining their faces. And what that tells me is that their relationship is strong. You know, the triangle is the strongest shape in nature. You know, that's why so many things are made up of triangles, because it's the strongest shape. So you want the strength of the triangle to be able to be correlated into the relationships that you have with other people. And first, it needs to be correlated into the relationship that you have with yourself. So once you build a better relationship with yourself, then you will be able to cultivate and be open to having better relationships with the people that are. So yes, that is the message for pile 1 today. I'd like to thank my guides, your guides, our beautiful spirit teams for coming through and giving these messages. And until next time, see you later. All right, so pile 2, let's go ahead and get into your message. So the first card we have is the Fool. Aquarian, Air, Uranus, Scorpio. I love these cards. They are so beautiful. The next card we have is the Six of Pentacles reverse. Mercury in Taurus. And the final card we have is the Eight of Wands in reversed. Jupiter in Sagittarius. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Well, the first thing I will say is that when I was tuning into the energy of pile 2, I felt that the energy of pile 2 was a lot lighter than pile 1, which means that it was telling me that you already kind of have started on your process. You're not at the beginning of this process. You're already kind of on your new path, which definitely shows in your first card, which is the Fool. Now, the Fool is a major arcana card, and it's actually card 0, which is the first card of the tarot. So basically, this card is letting me know that you are starting out on a new and exciting journey where you don't necessarily have a lot of experience, but you have a lot of inspiration and you have a lot of charisma, and you're just ready to take life, you know, for everything it's worth, which I love that energy. Also, the Fool card, it correlates with the sign of the Aquarius. And as you all know, we are at the beginning, the dawning of the Aquarian age. So this is wonderful energy for you all to be in. And then we move to the Eight of Wands, which is letting me know that all of this is happening really fast. It was really unexpected. And now you feel like you've just been thrown into something and you really haven't had time to grieve or close the chapter from the previous journey that you were on. So basically all of this tells me that you are still in a transitioning stage, even though you've started out on this new journey already, which I said, I love this card. Like, the full card reminds me of the movie Moana. And you know how the part of the movie when her grandmother passed away and she knew she had to go and she had to fulfill her purpose and her destiny, even though her father didn't believe her, and she didn't necessarily have the support of her village. She knew she had to go out on that journey and figure things out for yourself. So with the Six of Pentacles reversed in the mix, this lets me know that you may want to move forward, but you may not have been prepared to move forward because you need to take care of yourself, or maybe you have previous debts or prior financial engagements that you need to tie up loose ends with before you're able to move forward. And with this with the Eight of Wands in reverse next to the Six of Pentacles reverse, those things could have come in really fast and those things could have been unexpected. And really with these two things together, those are definitely enough to have the trajectory to put you on the new path or on the new journey. So let's see what other messages we have from the cards. That came out pretty quickly. And so we have the Queen of Cups reversed. The Cancer Throne, Queen of Cups reversed. OMG. Look at this beautiful, beautiful card. For those of you guys who know me, you know I'm a Cancer. Shout out to all the Cancers. The imagery in this card is just so mesmerizing. But it was in reverse, to remember. And for those of you who are wondering, I am using the Mandela Astrological Tarot. I love these cards. So let's go ahead and read what the book has to say about the Queen of Cups in reversed. The origins of sympathetic and emotional feelings. Cancer is watery, feminine, cardinal, wet, warm, summery, northern, two-sided, inhumane, irrational, independent energy. So those are some of the light qualities, and so those are some of the shadow qualities of Cancer. Meaning, receptive and reflective feelings, tranquility and nurturing. Reversed, overly protective or illusionary and mediumistic leanings. Okay. So what I am getting from this beautiful card is that it is time to nurture yourself. It is time to take care of yourself. It is time to pull all of the energy that you have been putting into those old relationships and those old patterns and those old habits that are taking up space in your brain, rent-free, living in your brain rent-free. Detach yourself from all of that energy and take all of that energy back and put it inward. It's time to nurture yourself so that way you can be energized and be in a clear head space to be excited about this new journey that you're about to embark on, or that you've already embarked on. You've already started this journey. So let's go ahead and pull 2 oracle cards to get final messages from the spirits. Today I am using the Amenti Oracle. I absolutely love this deck. It's so beautiful. So let's see what messages we have from the Amenti Oracle. Now, the Amenti Oracle deals with the 42 laws of Maya. if you've ever read the Emerald Tablets, then you may have heard of the Halls of Amenti. And the Halls of Amenti, from my understanding, is like the in-between place where in Egyptian mythology, you go to have the heart weighing ceremony, where they weigh your heart against a feather, because you know your heart's supposed to be light as a feather. And during that ceremony, the way they measure your heart is by asking you the 42 laws of Maya. So that's what these cards are. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. I offer words of good intent. I offer words of good intent. Okay, so the message that I'm receiving from this first card is make sure you are keeping your promises. Make sure you mean with what you say, and you're saying what you mean. This is not a time to be committing to so many obligations. This is a time to only commit to those things that get you fired up, that you know you feel on a spiritual level are for you, and to say no to those things that don't work with you. You have to be very selective during this time. So make sure, like I said, you keep your word, you say what you mean, and you mean what you say. All right, let's get one more. Oh, I got two. Let's get one. Can I get one, please? Can I get one? Okay. So this last one is I am accepting. I am accepting in reverse. I am accepting in reverse. So the messages are just pouring in from this card. This tells me that there may be a sense of denial going on. So maybe you aren't accepting that a certain phase of your life or a certain relationship or something that's going on isn't over. Or maybe you're trying, or the universe is sending these new opportunities and these new relationships into your life that will be more beneficial for you, and that will align better with your energetic frequency, that's aligning you with your life's path, but you aren't being receptive to those energies. You aren't accepting those people. You aren't accepting those situations. And it's understandable because it's different and it's all very new. But like I said, we are on the Fool's journey. This is Aquarian energy. So you have to be open to change. You have to be open to doing things new. You have to be open to going with the flow. This year, there is so much Uranus and Aquarian energy. In the month of February, there are going to be, I think, 6 or 7 planets in the sign of Aquarius. So with that, you have to expect for things to happen fast. You have to expect to things to change very fast with these two energies working together. So you have to make sure you have to get out of this stuck energy. Mercury and Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign. Taurus is the bull. So you know the Taurus is like, I'm not going to move until I feel like it. I'm not going to do anything that I don't see the value in. Is it even worth my time? But then here comes Aquarius and Sagittarius together, and they are forcing Taurus to change. And Taurus doesn't like that, you know, and that got Taurus a little bit in their feelings, you know, got their feelings all discombobulated. So once again, make sure that you are offering words of good intent. Make sure you are only committing to those things that you know you can carry out and that will fulfill you. And make sure that you are accepting all of the new things, all of the opportunity, all of the good, all of the wonderful things that the universe has to offer for you. Like I said, I know this is a difficult time. I know so many things are changing, but we have to learn how to go with the flow. You know, it reminds me of the yin and yang symbol. You know, the goal is not to be on the yin side or the yang side of the energy. The goal is to be the squiggly line down the middle, which is called the Wei Wu, if I'm not mistaken. We're supposed to go with the flow, which means sometimes we may lean a little bit this way, sometimes we might lean a little bit that way, but either way, we're still on track and we're still moving with the currents and the frequencies of this energy. All right, well, that is the message that I have for Pile 2. I hope it resonates. I'd like to thank my beautiful guides, your beautiful guides, our ancestors, our spirit guides, our angels, and all of the wonderful spirits that came to help us receive this message today. And until next time, see you later. All right, pile number 3. Let's go ahead and get into your cards. So if you pick the pyrite, then this is pile number 3. The first card that you got is the 5 of Wands reversed, Leo Sun. The second card is the 3 of Cups reversed, Pluto in Cancer. And your third card is the Hermit reversed, Virgo, Mercury. Okay, so the first message that I'm receiving for this pile is that you have a lot of inner conflict going on. You have a lot of inner emotions and inner tension that it is time to release. This card resonates with Leo, the sun. And if you know anything about Leos, Leos are all about having fun and being lighthearted and being warm. But the 5 of Wands is a card that is about conflict and people not listening and people just being very opinionated and very closed-minded. So the fact that it's reversed is letting me know that these are things that you may be keeping inside that are keeping you from having that joy and that vitality of the Leo Sun energy. Also, what the next message that I'm receiving from this is that internal conflict is causing issues with your external circles. So the 3 of Cups is a card of 3 amigos, all bringing their cups, which are full, which kind of represents their cup of life or their vitality or the resources that they have available. It shows that they all have something that they're bringing to the table, and they're bringing all of those things together to live life to the fullest and to really, you know, enjoy each other's company and to really accomplish something. So when that energy is in reverse, that's letting me know that either you may be in relationships with people who may not necessarily have anything to bring to the table, and the reason that you're attracting those relationships with people who have those same conflicts is because of your own internal conflicts. So it's time to come out of your shell. It's time to come out of your shell. It's time to come out of hermit mode, and it's time to really get out there and really start interacting and really start mixing and mingling and finding new people. And that's represented in this Hermit reverse card. The Hermit is a major arcana card. There are only 22 major arcana, so this represents some type of major energetic change or major energetic shift that's happening in your life. And when the Hermit is upright, the Hermit is very introspective. The Hermit is a philosopher. The Hermit is somebody who doesn't mind being by themselves and pondering all of the fantasies and the fallacies of life. Somebody who doesn't, mind diving deep and spending that time to themselves so they can really get to the truth about what's going on. The Hermit card is a card of seclusion. So when the Hermit is in reverse, that means it is time to come out of hermit mode. It's time to come out of your shell, and it's time to start interacting and building those new connections that will put the energy of the Three of Cups upright, because you want those people. You want to attract those people who are in alignment with your future and not in alignment with your past. So make sure that you're being mindful of the energies that the people who are around you are bringing. And like I said, make sure those energy align with the frequency of your future and not your past. We're done with the age of trauma bonds. That's over. We got to do something different. We're in this Aquarian age. Aquarius rules the 11th house, or is ruled by the 11th house, and the 11th house is the the house of social networks and the people who you choose to be around by choice. So it's time to shake up that energy. All right, so let's pull one more card. So the card that we got is the Prince of Cups in reverse, Pisces Chariot. I don't know, to me, it looks like that seahorse is falling out of his chariot. I don't know if you guys can hear my son, but if you can't hear him, just excuse my baby. All right. So the last message is, I honor virtues in reverse. I honor virtues in reverse. Okay, so the last message that I'm receiving with this card is that you may not be confident that you're going to be able to honor all of your virtues and honor all of the things that are important to you in order for you to advance. You may feel like you have to give up some of your virtues. Also, another thing that comes to my mind is when I was a child, I always used to hear patience is a virtue, patience is a virtue. So with these two cards together, I'm receiving the message that it's important to make sure that you honor the journey. Make sure that you have patience. Make sure that you're not necessarily just rushing into things. Make sure that you are confident in your abilities, because those are the things that are going to allow you to advance. And make sure that you don't give up any parts of yourself that are specific to you, that help you live your journey authentically and express yourself through the lens of authenticity. All right, well, those are the messages that I received for pile number 3. I'd like to thank my guides, your guides, our beautiful spirits for joining us today and helping us receive these messages. And until next time, see you guys later.